Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a tutorial for this look, and this is my Fearless Friday look for the 1910s, and I know what you're thinking, what the fuck? This is basically a combination of all the dangerous shit that women did to their face in the 1910s. They used so many different poisons and ended up dying and blinded and with like several different kinds of poisoning like lead and mercury and arsenic and all this stuff. And this is kind of a combination of like the look that they wanted to go for. A lot of them were either that matte look like I did in my first tutorial where everything was natural, they couldn't wear a lot of makeup, or they wanted to look sick. There was a big tuberculosis spread at that time, and for some reason women thought that like looking sickly was cool. I like to call it like the original heroin chic, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so if you guys want to know how to do this and kind of get a little bit of a history lesson at the same time, then just stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. There is a big spread of tuberculosis. It gives you a very sickly appearance, and women kind of sought after that in a really fucked up way. They'd use like skin whiteners that contained a lot of lead, so they die from like lead poisoning. They drank arsenic, so they die from like arsenic poisoning. You want to look sick, not like a zombie. The second you start going into The Walking Dead, then there's an issue. Again, yeah, the skin is just kind of paled out. I'm gonna pale mine out a little bit more. I'm just using a white eyeshadow and just kind of making sure I'm already pale. I kind of have a little bit of pale makeup on from my last tutorial, so it's not too bad. Okay, so then for eyes, the goal is to kind of look sick, not dead. Just to kind of add some under eye boozing, a little bit of like under eye circle, a little bit of that sickly pink look. So I'm using a mix of a lot of colors from this palette. I'm just using purples and some grays and some like darker grays, and then I'm using a pink eyeshadow as well. Really doesn't matter what you use, it's just kind of those staple kind of colors. You do want to look not really like you got punched in the eye, just more kind of tired and ill. It's good to kind of crunch your eye up and put it right in to where that actually goes, which is horrible. You're basically not the opposite of concealing. Again, this is kind of like feminine sick. I'd say these women who wanted to look like they had TB were the first kind of heroin chic, I guess, before heroin chic was in. I don't know, did they do heroin in the 1910s? I have no idea. And then I'm also just going to take a little bit of some gray. Just going to put some gray kind of colors in there as well. And then for the lid, I'm going to also take some gray. And see, I don't have any primer on there, so it's good if you can see like the veins, your natural veining on your eyelids. And I'm just going to darken up the crease a little bit with some gray. Again, the key to this is not perfection, because let's face it, they didn't really have eyeshadow on. They wanted to look like they were half dead, and half of them were dying because of the crap that they put in their body. I always find that like even if you don't wear makeup for like a couple days and your eyelids get kind of like oily, they kind of turn that like weird yellow kind of color. So I'm going to put a little bit, a light dusting of some yellow in there. Just kind of blend it out because I don't want it to look super obvious. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the face, and I just kind of did some like basic contouring with gray to kind of give me that sort of like sunken in. I have big cheeks, so it's kind of hard to have anything really look sunken in on me, but just add a little bit of contouring, your normal contouring, but in some like gray tones to like a little bit more sickly. And then I also added a little bit of yellow touch into that as well. Okay, and then to finish up with the eyes, this is kind of going back to how mascara was a thing at that point. They were really obsessed with like big, dewy, like dreamy looking eyes. Going into these crazy psycho, I'm gonna poison myself women, they would put belladonna in their eyes, which is a plant, which is also known as like deadly nightshade. It's basically a poisonous plant. And what they do is they drop it into their eyes. Basically, the thing that makes your eyes go like this, it would blow your eyes out. So it basically looks like they were really stoned, which is what they thought looked like dreamy. Now, if you have like black contacts, that's kind of a perfect way to kind of get that huge, like, you know, pupil look. I don't, so I kind of did eyelashes because mascara was invented then too, so I thought it was kind of a play on that as well. So I'm just going to take a little brush like this, and I'm just going to put a little bit of black eyeshadow just along my lash line. And the only reason I'm doing this, which I'm not sure they would ever really do, but the only reason I'm doing this is so that when I put the lashes on, it kind of blends into my actual lashes. And I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara so that the lashes have something to stick to. And then for lashes, I'm using these kind of like thick ones. And the reason I use these is because I feel like they kind of weigh my eye down. So again, it's kind of like, ooh, dreamy. I don't know. Okay, so once you have lashes on and it looks like this, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of just to open my eye a little bit. So again, it kind of has that like dreaminess, heavy on the lid, kind of somewhat open. I'm just using a white eye pencil. This is Fascinating Eye Kohl from MAC. I'm just going to put the white right on my waterline. Then the next thing you want to do is to focus on the lips. Now, they were really into like crimson lips, which I'm not sure really what they used for it, but I do know that it contained like mercuric sulfate or something, which is basically like mercury, and it had like hella big mercury content. Again, they were putting like poisonous stuff on their face. So the whole theme of this is poison. Take anything that you think might kill you, jam it on your face. For crimson lips, I don't want to use like just red lipstick out of the tube because that's kind of going to throw it off. So I'm just going to take red lipstick and put a little bit on my finger like this. And I'm just going to dust this kind of over my lips sort of haphazardly. Okay, so once the red lipstick is kind of blotted on, I kind of focused it on the center. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it look, my lips look kind of chapped and gross. I'm just going to take like a white or like a normal colored face powder. I'm just going to take some on a sponge like this. And you basically want to like tighten your lips up and pat a little bit on it, and it's going to show the red through the cracks of your lips, so it kind of looks like your lips are chapped. So you can see there that just kind of just like the weird kind of fading, so that it looks like they tried, but it's kind of sick, and I don't know, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's kind of my finished sort of tuberculosis chic makeup look from the 1910s. I don't know if any of you guys are going to use this for anything, but if anything, it was kind of a like a history lesson of the crazy shit that women did to look beautiful at the time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully none of you go out and put crazy poison on your face, because that's not cool. Yeah, so until my next video, I will talk to all you soon.